Morning, Jules here from JoolsEDesigns at JT Creations. So welcome to my channel, and it's Scrappy Saturday or Scrap Busters, and what we're doing is we're doing pockets with book page. So we've got a slanty pocket here and we've got a full pocket there. If I can get my finger in it, there we are. So you can put tags and things like that. I did this one, but the slant page, what I did was I just lowered one part and left the other one higher again. It's got our pocket. I just used bits of ink, stamps, scraps, labels, cut up labels. That one I've inked on the back, that one I haven't, but what I would normally do is I would normally put that in, say this is our page, I would put this in our page like that, and you can either fix that down like that, so you've got another pocket behind there, you've got that pocket, but I would prefer to do it that way. So you've got a tuck there, you've got a pocket there, and you've got your pocket there, and it's entirely up to you. You know, once you do it, it's where you put it. These two I've done the same, so I think what we'll do is we'll do the other one the other way. You can also put these over the page as well, like that, so you can have that. You would need to ink that, have that like that, fix that one in, so you've got a tuck there, a pocket there, and this one moves, or you can fix it in that way and have that one that moves, but it's entirely up to you. I've done them to go in like that, so that it's all on one page, and I quite like these secret little sort of like tuck spots and everything that because you can put other little sort of like pockets in here and everything, and it's just another way of like lots and lots of places to put your ephemera. So I've got some book pages. I'll get my ruler out and I'll tell you. They're old books, so that's 5 inches by 8 inches, and I think the one isn't much bigger. It's 5.5 by 8 1/4, so it's not much bigger. Now, when you're using book pages, just be careful that your book pages aren't, you know, that sort of like they don't crack when you bend, because you're then going to have to kind of put them on some other substrate to use the book page, because even if you put 2 or 3 together, it's still going to crack. I've got a couple of books like that, and I just use them for collage and things like this. So this is I think this is the Victor Hugo, yeah, the career of Victor Hugo, and Behold Thy Daughter, and I think I'm just about at the end of that one. So, and you can see that, you know, it's different shades, and I think I've already done Behold Thy Daughter. So I think what we'll do is we'll do the Victor Hugo, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a double page like that, and then I'm going to fold it in half, and give it a good crease. Now we're having it that way, aren't we? So this is our back page. Now you decide, right, okay, so that's your back page, this is your front page. So then this one would come down here. And I'm going to do the, so you just turn this one round. More fingers and thumbs. So I'm just making sure that it's, and there's lots of different combinations with these kind of pockets. So I want quite a large there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to trim a little bit off, so I don't need all that, because it is quite a substantial group page. So what we're going to do is, I just have to check that I had it the right way. I'm going to get me glue, and I'm going to glue these little flaps down. And glue this one down. You can cut it straight off, however, when it's book page and it's like little pockets and things like that, I do tend to done it the wrong way. That's it. So there we are. So we've got our nice pages there. Now, what I've decided to do, instead of doing our top one, I think we'll do a side one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the top and do this one, and then just a thin line of glue down the middle. There you are. So we've got our page opening that way, and what I will do is I'll put we'll see if this will open. This cuts card, but it's not very good at cutting paper, unfortunately. And no matter how much I try and I can't sharpen it, just will not sharpen. So there we are. Now what I want to do is I want to ink round the edges. Now I've got gathered twig, but I'm going to put that back and go for scorched timber, because I've been using like kind of blacky browns and things like that. So we'll just and if you want to, you can ink round your edges before you stick it down. It's up, you know, it's entirely up to you. I don't tend to. Alright, so I'm just going around the edges with what's left on there. Away, and we'll go for, this might be too light, gathered twig. It's not too bad. So all I'm doing is I'm just going over the book page, I'm just mucking it up, just making it look more vintagey and more patinaed. A well-used book page. And these do not have to be perfect in any way at all. If you don't have any of these kind of inks and you have other inks, I sometimes use the Harmony Spectrum Noir, sometimes use Mementos. This is Seal Brown, it's a little bit darker. And there we are. I'll just shove that in there. I quite like that already. So what I have been using, I have been these, it's a die that I got from Temu. I don't know, it's not good. The things with Temu do not have names. You just have to go on and look. Now these photos are on my Facebook group. So they're just photo booth, sort of like snapshots of photo booth photos. They're a little bit bigger than this. I've cut them down, and some of them you can see I've scraped around the edges and I've sort of like darkened with ink. But there we are, we've got Auntie Mary and Auntie Martha. Oh, and there's our Jeannie and Joni. There's somebody that's really prim and proper. And there you are. Oh look. And there's your brother when he used to go and sneak your dad's cigarettes. But it's just a collection. They don't belong to me. They were free. I paid for them. And she looks a right Auntie Mabel, doesn't she? She just looks like Auntie Mabel. She's ready for the holidays. But you know, I paid for the license, so I use them. So they are on my Facebook group. If you want them, you need to join. I do put things from time to time on my Facebook group, not weekly like I do with the Ko-fi, with the Take and Create. My freebies will become weekly on my Facebook group, but obviously anybody that knows me knows that I've had a stroke. So this is this is October. I had a stroke the end of August. it hit my cognitive area, so it's like my memory, my voice. I didn't lose my clarity in my voice. My voice is a bit hoarse. I just forgot my words. Still do forget my words, so if I go quiet, I will kind of edit a lot of that out. But if I go quiet, it could be that I'm just thinking of the word, and it could be a word that I've used a million times. And then I could use a word that I've never used in 2 years, and it comes straight to my brain. It's just one of those things. Can take a year, so if you bear with me, as I'm saying, it was a shock. A year was a shock for anybody that has a stroke. It was definitely a shock. I mean, I was awake when it happened, and I didn't know it was a stroke. I just thought I was so tired and couldn't get my leg out the bed, and went to sleep. Woke up and I was able to get my leg out the bed, and went and spoke to my husband. He was on his PC, and told him that I was tired and I couldn't get my leg out the bed. He thought I was like so tired that he took me back to bed, and like laid down with me until I settled down, because I wasn't showing any symptoms of a stroke at all. My face was straight. I was able to move my arms. I wasn't showing any weakness at all. So the next morning, we got up. We had to take the dog to the vet. I got up, I got dressed, and it was when we were kind of rushing down to the vet. We were halfway down the vet, and my husband asked me something, and all I kept saying was yes. Yeah. And then he realised there was something wrong. So it took me to the doctors. The doctor kind of took one look at me, knows I'm a gobby so-and-so, definitely knew there was something wrong with me, sent me to the hospital. So that was that. So I was in hospital for 2 days. I've been under OT because obviously, although my leg was working, my hand and my leg on my right side kind of went floppy. So I had to work on them. I'm back out walking again and everything. I mean, I've felt my strength come back. I don't feel lightheaded anymore. I've lost a lot of weight, which I needed to anyway, because I'd put weight on. But yeah, I'm on a lot of tablets that a lot of other people are on. But I feel better. I feel great. The only thing now is what they call post-stroke fatigue. So I get tired quite quickly, and having a little lay down or a wee sleep doesn't make you feel any better. Apparently, when you have a stroke, you have your brain has a battery for length of strength. So you've got energy, not a length of energy. So if your battery only gives you 4 hours energy that day, and you use that in the morning, no matter how many times you go and have a nap or a sleep, you're not going to get any more energy until the next day. So it's kind of getting used to that kind of eking my. I've got a lot more energy than 4 hours now. But nowhere near as what I did. I can't sit on the PC and that, but anyway, it's coming. So I'm on the up and up. I really appreciate all the best, the well wishes and everything. I really do appreciate them, and I am getting better. And thank you so much for sticking with me. I have cut back on. I did do 3 videos a week. I'm only doing 2 at the moment. I might go back to 3, so I'd still do my Tick and Create on a Tuesday, and we do the Scrap Busters or Scrappy Saturdays or whatever you want to call it on a Saturday. So we mess about with book pages and mixed media bits of rough paper and things like this. So at the moment I'm making things with book pages. early in the year I did a 20 things you can pockets you can make with book pages, so I'm actually going through each one of those and making ephemera and decorating it in different ways, just to help everybody out. So anyway, that's enough of that, and we'll start sticking these bits and pieces on now. So we've got this, we've got some labels, I'm going to put that there, yeah, yep, and these are just, this paper is just paper that's come off the cover of an encyclopedia, and because it's like kind of dirty and everything, I thought, that'll make nice grungy labels, and that's exactly what it's done. And I'm just bending that over. Normally I would cut that off, I'm not going to. Now I think I am going to cut a little bit of that off. Let me get that. And that'll go on something else, so waste not, want not. So that's what I've been up to since August, so I do apologise, because normally I like to have a little thank you and everything for people that leave messages on my YouTube and Facebook, and I've just kind of not been doing that, but it's just because everything was so slow. I had to learn how my videos went up. That was really, I knew that I'd put them up myself. I'm not as quick on my PC and laptop as what was. I'm back designing, which is a good thing, because we won't run out of taking creates and freebies. I already had my digital kits right up until January, so we're all right that way. But I'm looking at working on Valentine's at the moment, so I'm looking for some nice grungy Valentines. I quite like that, but what I want is some now I've got this, and it's Dear Ruby, and it's Spellbinders. Now I got it from Amazon, and it wasn't dear, it was about £7 or £8, and it's a brilliant script. It's kind of lots of letters and things like that, so I use it for a lot of things. And I've just used the VersaFine clay because it's good for and I quite like that. So what we want is we want some smaller bits and pieces here, and I'm just going in with again, we're going in with VersaFine, but it's not the, no, it doesn't matter if it goes on there. Yeah, and I think we'll have a couple. Cool. And these just and these are the Tim Holtz stamps. Is it the Curio stamps? I can't remember what they call them. It's like the whole thing of lots of little stamps. I usually do them all in one batch. It's easier. It's got like a blue okay, and now we've got this. Yep. I'll use the Fabri-Tac. Not used Fabri-Tac for a long time. I've been using the Trimmets. Just because it needed used. That over the top. That's just like a little material ticket sticking off, and there we are. So I really do like doing these because you can make them as grungy as you like. You don't have to have script stamps. You can use pattern stamps, you can use flower stamps, you can use anything. You know, it's entirely up to you. Just any little bits of scrap. And these are things that are made so put that there. We will have that sticking out, and we'll have that one in there. Right, let me have a look at this, because this is just, it's really annoying me. That's it. So there we are, and that's how easy they are to do. So we've got this one. Now I have stitched round them. I will stitch round this one, but I'll do it off camera. As you can see, it's just a straight stitch, just all the way around. Same with that one, all the way around. You can do diagonal stitch if you want, it's entirely up to you. You can use your identity cards that we did. Mind, we did these in there, and we've got tickets in this one. And there we are. So easy to do. All you need is just a little bit of book page. This is the one that we did. So you would have that off there, got that there. You could use, you know, your bits that you cut off. You could use another little, well, we would put like a little ticket in there or something. But yeah, that's it. So that's how easy they are, and obviously that's made with smaller book page. You know, if your book page is big, cut it down. You know, just fold it up, see what the size is, what you like. I quite like that size. I also like that size as well. So hope you get something out of that. Hope you'll have a go. And as I said, these photographs are available on my Facebook. Link is below the video, and just click on the link. You'll need to answer a couple of questions, and somebody will come along and join you in. Okay, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.